The abyss opens, smoke rises, thick and heavy, swallowing the light of the skies. Darkness spreads, not just in the heavens above, but in the hearts of those who feel the weight of fear pressing against their chest. This is not just a vision of the end, it's a mirror of what we feel when our world falls apart, when everything around us seems to collapse into shadow. Welcome to Divine War Stories. Here, ancient prophecies meet the battles of the human soul. This is a place where stories of angels, visions, and wars beyond our sight are told, not as distant myths, but as truths that still echo in our lives today. If you've ever felt the clash between light and darkness within you, then you already belong here. Imagine standing in a field where daylight once ruled, and suddenly the horizon is no longer bright. Smoke rises like an endless wave, and you can barely breathe. You look up, and the sun seems swallowed, as though heaven itself has turned its face away. But isn't that what pain feels like? Isn't that the moment when grief, loss, or betrayal clouds everything you thought was safe? The abyss outside is only a reflection of the abyss inside. The old texts speak of times when angels would appear not only to announce glory, but to warn of battles coming from unseen realms. They described visions of beasts, trumpets, and skies breaking open with thunder. Yet when you listen closely, you realize these images are more than cosmic, they are deeply personal. Because every time your soul fights despair, every time your mind drowns in anxiety, you are inside your own battlefield of heaven and hell. When the abyss opens, it doesn't always look like fire and smoke, it looks like waking up with emptiness, like crying at night while no one hears, like the silence of unanswered prayers. Darkness comes dressed in ordinary clothes, loneliness, rejection, fear of failure. But within that darkness, something ancient still whispers. Do not run, for even here, the war is not lost. The abyss may open, but so does the path of redemption. Think about the smoke, thick, suffocating, blinding. It's the lies that fill your head telling you that you're worthless, unloved, forgotten. It's the endless scrolling through images of perfect lives that make you feel like you don't belong. The smoke is the weight of mistakes you can't erase. But behind the smoke, even if you can't see it, there is light. The light doesn't disappear. It only hides until the smoke clears. The skies darken, yes, but darkness doesn't mean defeat. Darkness is the stage where light becomes most visible. In ancient visions, angels stood at the edge of destruction not to celebrate the fall, but to prepare the rise. Your pain, your wounds, your hidden scars, they are not signals of your end. They are the battlegrounds where heaven still chooses to fight for you. It's strange how we all carry wars inside, yet we think we're alone in them. The abyss may open in different ways for each of us, through illness, heartbreak, financial struggles, broken families, but the feeling is the same, a sky that no longer shines. And yet, when you hear stories of angels, of divine wars beyond sight, doesn't it remind you that your fight is not meaningless? That maybe, just maybe, heaven is still closer than you think. There's something powerful about the imagery of smoke. Smoke hides, but it also reveals. You can't see clearly, but you know something is moving behind it. In life, confusion works the same way. You feel lost, but in that lostness, you are being pushed to search deeper, to ask bigger questions. And sometimes, the very questions that come out of your smoke are the ones that lead you to your breakthrough. The abyss scares us because it feels endless. You look into it and wonder if you'll ever climb out. But history, scripture, and even your own past show one truth: you've survived darkness before. You've walked through shadows that once seemed permanent, and here you are, breathing, listening, fighting. The abyss is deep, yes, but it is not bottomless. There is a ground beneath, and from that ground, you can rise again. As the skies darken, a question lingers. Who will you become in the middle of it? Some let the smoke define them, while others, even trembling, choose to walk through it. And here lies the hidden truth. The darker the smoke, the brighter your decision to keep moving shines. It's not about being fearless, it's about refusing to let fear be the last word in your story. When ancient voices described the abyss, they didn't stop at despair, they always pointed to hope. They told of victories written long before the war even began. And this same truth applies to you. The battle you are in has already been seen by heaven, and your survival is not an accident. The abyss may open, but it cannot swallow the destiny set within you. If you are enjoying this video, Please like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to help this channel reach more people. Now let's continue. The smoke of the abyss makes you doubt everything. Your worth, your future, even your faith. But here's the secret hidden in every story of darkness. Doubt is not a sign of weakness, it is a sign of wrestling. And when you wrestle, you are still alive, still reaching, still holding on even when the grip feels fragile. The abyss wants you silent, hopeless, paralyzed, but every breath you take against it is proof that the fight is not over. Think about how the sky looks when storms roll in, clouds thick, thunder shaking the ground. For a moment, the world feels like it's ending. But storms have always been temporary, and even the darkest ones clear to reveal skies that shine brighter than before. Your current storm is no different. The abyss is not eternal, it is seasonal. And seasons shift. The smoke will fade. The sun will return. In the ancient battles described by prophets, armies of heaven stood firm even when the earth trembled. That's what endurance looks like, standing when everything tells you to fall. And maybe endurance is exactly what you are building right now. Every tear you've shed, every step you've taken while afraid, every prayer whispered in the middle of the night, all of it is strength, not weakness. You're not failing, you're training for your own victory. The abyss whispers lies that you are forgotten. But the very fact that you're still here proves the opposite. You are remembered. You are seen. You are known in ways far deeper than you imagine. If angels stand guard over nations, don't you think they stand near you too? If battles are fought over kingdoms, don't you think heaven fights for your soul as well? The abyss tries to hide this truth, but it cannot erase it. The smoke may blind your eyes, but it cannot silence your spirit. Somewhere inside you, there's still a voice saying, keep going. That voice is not weak, it is divine. It may be quiet, but it is steady. When everything else falls into chaos, that inner whisper is heaven's reminder that your story isn't done. Don't underestimate the power of that voice. It is the spark that keeps you moving until light breaks through again. Dark skies can make you feel abandoned, but they also prepare you to value the light when it returns. Think of how sunrise feels after a long night. You notice every shade of color, every warmth of the sun, every breath of fresh air. Pain sharpens your gratitude. Struggle deepens your capacity to love. Darkness isn't the end of you. It's the canvas where your next chapter of growth begins to be painted. You see, the abyss is not only a threat, it is also a teacher. It strips away illusions, it tests your resilience, it pushes you to discover the hidden parts of yourself you never knew existed. In the smoke, you find patience. In the silence, you find strength. In the chaos, you find the unshakable truth that you were never walking alone. Every shadow you face becomes evidence that you are stronger than the darkness. When the abyss roars, it wants to convince you that you are small. But look at your scars, they prove survival. Look at your heartbeat, it proves life. Look at your breath, it proves persistence. These are not signs of weakness, they are proof of your divine design. The abyss is powerful, yes, but you are not powerless. Within you lies the same light that has shattered countless nights before, and it will shatter this one too. In every war, there comes a moment when retreat seems easier than resistance. But retreat only strengthens the abyss. Resistance, even trembling, is what weakens it. You don't need to be fearless to win, you just need to refuse to surrender. Every step forward through the smoke is rebellion against despair. Every breath you take in defiance of fear is a declaration, I am still here. I am still fighting. And so, as the abyss opens and smoke darkens the skies, remember this, the story doesn't end in shadow. There is always light beyond the smoke, always hope beyond despair, always victory beyond the battle. You are part of a greater war, but you are never fighting alone. If this story spoke to your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and join us here at Divine War Stories, where every shadow finds its light and every battle its purpose.